There's nothing quite as comforting as a nice warm bowl of soup, especially as the weather gets colder. Okay, here the weather is getting colder here in Kenya, so today I want to make 4 different types of soups that freeze very, very well, because you know I love me some freezer meals. And these ones are mostly what we would eat for dinner on a day when we want to have something light and you know you're not feeling like eating heavy. So I'm going to start with this pumpkin butternut squash soup, and I've preheated my oven at 200 degrees centigrade. I like to roast my butternut squash first before I make the soup because it just adds such a very nice and rich flavor. So I put them on my baking trays, which I will first put some oil on. Then I'll season with some salt and just a little bit of sugar for the caramelization. What I like to do is I just roll this, then I put that side, so both sides are nice and coated. Then I'm going to roast them for about 45 minutes and I'll flip them halfway. But if you're in a rush and you don't have time to roast, by the way, you can just boil your butternut squash. I'll season with very little salt and very little sugar. The sugar is very optional, by the way. I don't know, I just feel like it caramelizes very well in the oven. I don't know about the weather where you are, but here it's gotten so cold so suddenly, like we didn't see this coming. And having these soups meal prepped in the freezer is such a lifesaver on those evenings when it's just so cold and you just want something nice and cozy. These are the recipes you want to work with. So I'm ready to finish the last part of that soup, which is I need to stew all these ingredients and then add the butternut squash to them. So we have some leeks, I have some carrots, I have some tomatoes, I have onions. This is my secret to a great butternut squash soup, the ginger, my friend. This ginger will take your soup from blah to delicious. So make sure you have some fresh ginger, no garlic, just ginger, okay? And then I have some tomato paste, and then I have some potatoes. I don't think I'll use all of them, probably just 3. This is just to thicken my soup. And when I'm in the process of blending, I'm also going to use fresh milk. So for the leeks, I'm just going to use the stem, not the leaves. So I need to clean this up. And you want to stay tuned until the end because some of these recipes, these are soups that I've never made before and I'm really excited to see how they're going to turn out. And I think they're really good, especially the last one, because it's like a proper meal. Like on those nights when you don't feel like eating a whole meal, maybe you've eaten quite a bit during the day and you just want something light to take you through the night. Oh my goodness, you are gonna wait to watch and see this recipe. Another thing that I like about these soups is, like, if you're hosting, it's a nice way to start off the meal for your guests. And I don't know if everyone does this. I've visited several people, of course, and there's some places when you visit people, before they give you like the main meal, they give you a small bowl of soup, which I absolutely love. But then I've also noticed not everyone does that. And even I myself, when I'm hosting people, sometimes I will make the soup, sometimes I will not make the soup. So I'd like to know, like, do you make soup for your guests? And if you do, what kind of soup do you make for them? And if you don't, let me know why. I got this adobo spice when I had traveled, and it is so good. I put it in almost anything and everything. It's like what we have here in Kenya. It's like Royco, but then it also has this cheesy, it's so good. I wish I'd have bought many cans of it. It's really nice. To blend the pumpkin soup, I like to blend mine with a little bit of milk, but of course, if you're trying to reduce, if you don't take dairy, you can just blend with water. But I always find it's important to blend with some type of liquid, or even with some broth. That's fine. And look how creamy and delicious this looks. This is, especially for our last one, this is his most favorite soup ever. I think one of his most favorite dishes. So my daughter has been so busy crocheting a gift. Like, she made a friend. This is so weird. She made a friend in church, but it's an older lady, a young girl, maybe in about her 20s, early 20s. She has become such fast friends with our daughter, and she gave our daughter a great gift recently. And so my daughter is busy making her a hat. She makes the best hats. I'll show you guys when she's done. So for the split pea soup, I'm actually going to use this split dengus. These are green grams, very popular. And so it's sort of like a lentil soup, but you know, potato. So I'm going to use these, and what I love about them is that they cook very fast, which of course everybody wants. Then I'm going to put some celery. I have some onions, some carrots. In lieu of stock, which I do not have, I'm going to use these beef cubes, which I'm going to dilute in warm water. And then we have some whipping cream, we have some bay leaves, we have some bacon. Can you even? It's going to taste so amazing. I'm really excited about this. And of course, we are going to season with salt and pepper. That's a no-brainer, okay? So let me first wash this, chop this. Then we do this. Okay, this is another preparation. Is going to take about 15 minutes, but the cooking part is what's going to take a bit longer, because remember, we have to cook all these until they get seriously cooked. So I just need the celery stalks. So I'm going to cut this out, and then the rest we can use them at a later date, like tomorrow. Lentil soup is one of those soups that I've had in restaurants, and I like how filling it is, because of course it has the protein from the lentils, and lentils are so high in fiber. I absolutely love it. But the idea of adding bacon it's phenomenal. I think you can add bacon to anything and it makes it 10 times better. Watching these vegetables just reminds me of how badly I want to have my own garden. You guys, it's just one of those things that's really, really been bugging me. Like, I really, really want to grow my own vegetables. Unfortunately, right here by the side of our house where we have what could be a garden, we've come to realize that nothing can grow there because it's under the trees. So I'm like, it's just one of those things that I really want to do in 2026. I've even started taking a gardening course, you guys, online. I'm that serious. Like, I want to grow my own stuff. And then I also worry not just about the trees, but also like when I plant my vegetables, my lettuce there and my, my greens, won't the birds just come and eat them all? I don't know. But just give me any pointers you can of urban farming because I am so serious. And then the other thing is, I don't like growing stuff in plastic containers. I know it's crazy, but I also want my garden to be aesthetic. I know it's crazy, but I do. And so that whole idea of getting like half-cut bottles, it's nice. Please don't judge me. I'm just saying what I think. It's nice. It's good for the environment, but it didn't look nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you grow stuff in. I think it's nice. I mean, if it's good for you, that's fine. But for me, I want a proper garden. Like, I want a box garden that looks like those ones that I see on Instagram and on YouTube. I know I have issues, but that's what I want. And I'm really dreaming about having my own garden, you guys. I will not let that dream go. So any pointers that you can give me, you guys have seen our yard. If you know where I can put it, just give me any pointers. I'll be so grateful. I feel that the carrots here and the celery and the bay leaves are going to add such a unique taste to this dish. And so I'm really curious to see how it turns out. And also, not boiling the lentils before is not a problem because these are split lentils. And that means they're going to cook really fast. And of course, if you don't have broth like me, I am just dissolving a stock cube into boiled water, and that's good enough. But if you have broth, even better. And I know households are different. I've come to realize not everyone would be comfortable with just having soup for dinner. In our house, everybody is very okay with just having soup and a cheese sandwich or soup and croutons, and it's just fine. But I know, especially in the African context, if you serve some guys just soup and sandwiches and tell them to go to sleep, it's an issue. You're gonna have war. There's gonna be trouble up in here. But in our house, we love it. And then also some people think that soup is just for kids, which I'm like, no, but to each his own. I love it. I love the bacon. I love the whipped cream. I love the creaminess of this lentil soup any day. Now this soup that we're about to make, I love it because it is just clearing everything that was in my fridge that I am no longer using or cooking. It is a chickpea and sweet potato soup. Now, before you just think I'm crazy, this is very good because first of all, chickpeas are chock full of proteins, which is fantastic. And I mean sweet potatoes, need I say more? So we're going to need those two, and then we need some green onions. These are mostly for garnish. We need 1 red onion, we need some ground cumin, and we need some Parmesan cheese if you have it. Again, I love this soup because everything is cooked already. So the chickpeas are cooked, the sweet potatoes are cooked. So this is just boom, bam, boom, and we're done. If you have stock, more power to you. We're still relying on our stock cubes here. So stock water would be nice, okay? And of course, salt and pepper. Some of those things are just self-explanatory. So this one, this will be over like that. I mean, just thinking about the combination of chickpeas and sweet potatoes, these are like two of my most favorite ingredients in life. And then on top of that, the fiber, the amount of fiber that's in chickpeas. And also, I mean, this is just a winning combination right here. So another thing that I need to mention is that most of these soups would keep very well in the freezer for up to 2 months, even 3 months if it's nicely frozen. And yeah, all you need to do is remove them like the night before and then let them thaw in your fridge. Or if you forget, just remove it in the morning and let it throw on the counter. You know, it's not that serious. It's going to be just fine. And then just reheat them in your pot on the fire. If it becomes watery, sometimes soup becomes watery once it's frozen. I like to pour out the watery bit, and then I'm going to add maybe some milk when I'm reheating it. Comes out good as new. Really, really delicious. Nice and creamy. Adding the milk, adding the whipped cream to your soup will always take it that, you know, that notch higher. But if you're looking out, maybe you don't want the extra calories for the cream, just as I said, use water, use broth, you're good to go. Like if someone served you this soup, like you would know it tastes really good. You would maybe taste the sweet potatoes, but you wouldn't be able to know what is in it. But then you would know, like, you really, really like it. That's what it is. It's one of those dishes that you taste and, oh my goodness, this is so good. What is in it? Well, now you know what's in it. Try this recipe. We are making brilliant progress. Now I want to go on to the tomato soup, one of my all-time favorite soups ever. And I found this really, really simple recipe. I've made tomato soup before, by the way, a more detailed version. I'll link that video here. But today, it's 10 minutes and we just leave it to simmer, okay? So I'm going to need some celery. This one has both the leaves and the stalk. And here I have 1 kilo of fresh tomatoes that I have chopped into really tiny pieces. And I have onion. I have, which oregano. I have thyme. Ideally, I should have basil, but you know what? I don't have. It calls for brown sugar. Now, this brown sugar, I put in this slice of bread a couple of weeks ago to keep it from clumping. Probably should have changed it. Ah, it's not clumped. Oh my gosh, you guys, it works. It works. Look at that. Okay. So yeah, we need some brown sugar, salt, and pepper. Cooking oil, of course, you know those ones we will definitely need. So let's go to the fire. This is gonna be fantastic. I'm telling you, if this turns out to be as delicious as I hope it will, this will be my go-to tomato soup recipe. Okay, let's cook. You won't even believe, shortly after this, I now, at this point in time of recording this voiceover, cannot have tomato soup anymore. Like how life changes. Like it's one of my most favorite soup, but I developed a severe case of hyperacidity like 6 months ago, and I have been banned from everything that is good in life. You guys, I cannot have coffee. Like I haven't had coffee in 6 months. I can't even have tea. I don't know who I am anymore. I can't have tomatoes. Like what is this? And this is my all-time favorite soup. I absolutely love tomato soup. I don't know what's gonna come of me, but this is a great soup. Please make sure you try it. And I topped it off with some homemade croutons. These are so easy to make. Just put some margarine or butter on some bread, or just cut bread in pieces, put it on a baking pan, sprinkle some oil, salt, and if you have garlic powder, even better, and then bake in your oven at 170 degrees centigrade for like 15 minutes. Comes out so nice and crunchy. Croutons just take this whole soup to a whole new level. Love this soup. I loved all these recipes. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you want to see what other else you can meal prep for your family, check out this video here, and I'll see you over there. Bye.